Alright, it started up now. Let me know when you're watching it. Okay. Alright, so you can see here, I already have 3 characters made. One's a Wood Elf Nightblade, and he's level 28. And one's a Argonian Templar, he's level 10. And this is my newest one, he's a Nord Dragon Knight, and he's level 9. Now what you can see here is, look at Alliance. You'll see that my Wood Elf is in the Aldmeri Dominion, my Argonian is in the Ebonheart Pact, and my Nord is in the Daggerfall Covenant. Those are the 3 alliances in the game, okay? And that does matter, because each alliance has its own starting area, and it has its own areas that you move up into, okay? So basically playing each alliance is kind of like playing 3 separate games, almost, okay? So, and, you know, watch the stream while I'm telling you this, because I'm actually showing you things on the screen, too. Okay, so when you look at a character, you'll see race, class, alliance. The race is like what race they are, you know, like Wood Elf, human, Argonian, you know, that's like what species they are. So, you know, you'll see here's the Wood Elves. You know, you can tell he looks like an elf. He's like short. I made him my Nightblade because he's like sneaky, you know what I mean? And elves are really good at stuff like that. And then these guys are pretty cool. They're called the Argonians. They're like a lizard people. And this one that I have here, he's actually a healer. So you can see he has his healing staff on his back. And he's got light armor on that just looks like cloth, you know, clothing. And I actually think he looks pretty cool. But you know, so there's the Argonians, and these are the Nords. The Nords are a race of like people, but they're like giant people. So you'll see he's like really big. So that's why I made him my Dragon Knight, because he's like really strong. You know, he's got heavy armor, so he can take a lot of damage. He carries this big 2-handed sword. So, and you can actually create up to 8 characters. You'll see down at the bottom of the screen it says characters 3 out of 8 for me. So when you get the game, I'm going to create a new character to start off with you. And, you know, when I'm playing with you, I'm only going to use that character so that our characters stay in the same level. So, so that's that. Now, I'm going to show you some things with the crafting, with the research that I was telling you about. So I'm going to pick my Dragon Knight. Yeah, my Wood Elf is my main character, but I made 2 more because there's so many different crafting skills that you can't really put all the crafting skills on one character. You can, but if you do that, you're not going to have enough skill points to do anything else with them, so they're going to suck at fighting. Hold on, I got a message.
Why are you doing that?
No, it was from my friend. Alright, so let me see. Yeah, and then I'll show you how big the map is. Okay, so starting here, this is the whole map. This is the main area of the world. This is the one big continent called Tamriel. And then this right here, they call it Cold Harbor. This is part of Oblivion. Oblivion is like hell. Okay, it's like where the demons live. Huh? No. Okay, so here's Tamriel. I'm gonna zoom in 1 notch. Maybe. There it goes. Okay, so here's Tamriel closer up. All this area here that you see here and up here, basically the lighter colored areas, these are places that the game doesn't actually use yet. Okay? It's going to eventually. You know, the developers are going to make this into something, but it's not made into anything yet. Okay? Now, any of these areas that light up when I mouse over them, see, like these are all areas in the game where you can actually go. Alright, and like this one here, the reason why this one's all dark is because this is actually a downloadable content. So this is an area that didn't exist before. So they filled it in. And yeah, so that's there. And then this area in the middle, this is all PvP. So this is where you can go to fight other players. And it's actually a lot bigger than it looks on this map. So you watch, if I zoom in, yeah, this is huge. I'll show you how big this actually is in a second, because I know you can't really tell just by looking at the map. But, you know, this is huge. This is a gigantic area. And see all these areas in the middle here, this is DLC also. This wasn't here before. So they actually made this, and so this is a DLC PvP area. So, alright. So where I'm at is I'm on this tiny little island here. If you were to look at it on this big map, it's this one right here. So, I'll let you see for yourself. So there's the little map that I'm on. Zoom in some more. Zoom in some more. There it is. So that tiny little island is actually this big. Okay, so if that tiny little island is this big, imagine how big that other area was that I was telling you about. And to give you an example, watch how long it takes me to go from here, where I'm at, up to here, which isn't really even that far away, okay? Like, that's all the further away it is on the map. Alright? Now, here we go. Yeah, the map is gigantic.
It's not my job to answer foolish questions.
That's not going to take that long for me to run this little distance, but long enough that you can actually see how big the map really is. Alright, so now I'm here. Okay, so I just came from like down here, from right here, up to here. And that's how long it took me to run that distance. So imagine how long it would take me to run all the way from down here to up here. Or at that, imagine how long it would take me to run. Remember, that's just this tiny little spot here. So with that being said, imagine how long it would take me to run from here all the way up to here. It would take a long time. And that's just one area on this giant map. Okay? So, yeah, it's pretty big. Alright, so anyway, to the crafting. So, there's different crafts. So I'm going to go to skills. All the way down here. These are the crafts. So you'll see there, right above alchemy, it says craft. So, you know, these are all of them. And so you've got alchemy, which is like making potions and poisons. Blacksmithing, which is like making armor and weapons out of metal. Clothing, you know, that's making like light armor and medium armor, because medium armor is made out of leather, so it's clothing. enchanting. Enchanting is where you can actually make runes that you can put onto your weapons and armor to make them do things. I'll show you an example of a rune in a minute, but that's what enchanting is. You can actually make the runes. Provisioning is basically cooking, and woodworking, where you can make like shields, staffs, like the healing staff, and you can make bows with woodworking. So this guy, you can see his blacksmithing is level 9 and his enchanting is level 6. So those are the two crafts that he does. Okay, so and I'll show you an example of a rune real quick. Here's what a rune looks like. Actually, they're called glyphs, but it doesn't really matter. So here's what the glyphs look like, and then I'll show you what they actually do, because I have a glyph on here. So here's the weapon that I carry, the Iron Greatsword of Flame, and the glyph that's on it makes it do 68 flame damage. So you'll see underneath the damage bar where it says Fiery Weapon Enchantment. Let me know when it gets to that part. Okay. So, anyway, that's to show you a little bit about it. Now, in this game, there's actually a justice system. I know whenever you were playing around with it at my place, you saw that. So, like, this stuff's not mine. And you'll notice if I walk up to it, it says steal, and it's red. So what that means is, if somebody sees me take this, I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, so you're really not supposed to take these, but you can. You know, right now I'm hidden. Now I'm detected. I don't know who's detecting me. Oh, it's that guy. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So you can steal stuff. If you get caught, the guards will chase after you and they'll make you pay the bounty or they'll kill you. So here we go, blacksmithing. So you walk up to a station of whatever trade you do. So for blacksmithing, they look like this. You know, there's other ones, but I'll show you this one for now. Well, I can show you the clothing one real quick too, because it's right over here. Now, this is a clothing station. So that's where, you know, if you were doing clothing skill line, you'd be able to do that. He's got a pumpkin head. Yeah. So, I'm going to use the blacksmithing station. Now, most of this stuff is pretty straightforward. Refine. If you refine, you know, when you refine things, basically, when you're out in the world, you can find materials. So, like, if I find 10 iron ore, I can refine those into an iron ingot, which I can actually use to craft something. You can't use the iron ore to craft anything. You have to refine it. And right here, you'll see I have iron ingots. I have 36 of them, so that's what they turn into. Once you get 10, you can refine them. You know, and then the rest, like I said, it's self-explanatory. Creation, that's where you create things. Deconstruct. Basically, if you get a piece of armor or weapon that you don't really want, you can deconstruct it and you'll get crafting parts out of it that you can use to craft other items. Improvement, I'm not even going to try to explain that to you right now. Research is the big one, okay? The reason why I'm telling you about this is because you've got to start doing this research on day one. As soon as you get this game, you have to start doing it. Because you will save yourself a lot of time if you start on day one. Alright, so research. So here I'm going to use the axe for instance. There's different traits that each thing can have that gives it abilities. And I'll show you an example of that in a minute. But so, like, for instance, alright, so, like with the axe, for instance, these different abilities here, you can craft things with them built in. What?
I climbed up on it.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Why did you go like this?
Relax. Okay, anyway, so like powered reduces the cooldown of weapon enchantments. Remember I told you what enchantments are. It's like where you put fire damage on it or something. So if you build an item that has powered as its trait, then it'll deal fire damage more often. Okay, so it's things like that. Charged increases enchantment charges, increases weapon and spell critical values, you know. So here's all these different traits. Alright, now you can see here, I already have, for the one-handed axe weapon type, I already have charged and weighted researched. See how they're lit up? So, yeah, so that means I've already researched both of those. Which means if I create an axe right now, I have the option of putting one of these on it, provided that I have the jewel that goes with it. If you look, like, next to the name charged, you'll see the purple jewel, or next to weighted, you can see like that peach colored jewel. You know, you have to have one of those to put on it. But if you have one, and if you have that trait researched, you can put that on it. Okay? In fact, let me see if I can. I think I do have something. Okay, here we go. This Quamo Goad that I'm looking at now. Now this is a good example because this has an enchantment and it has a trait on it. So the traits are the things that I was just explaining to you, where you had to have a jewel and you have to research them. Okay? The enchantments they come from the glyphs that you make as an enchanter. Okay? So anyway, this one's got a weapon damage enchantment on it, which increases your weapon damage by 27 for 5 seconds. Okay? So that comes from one of those enchantments that you find in your inventory. Underneath that, you'll see where it says powered. So this particular thing has powered as its trait. So when it was made, that trait was put on it. So it has a cooldown of weapon enchantments reduced by 35%. Okay? That can never be changed. Once the weapon is made, you know, when you're making the weapon, that's when you're choosing the trait that you want to be on it. So that's the trait that has on it, and it'll never be different. Okay, the enchantment, however, that can be changed. All you have to do if you want to change what enchantment's on it is you just have to get a different glyph. You just put another glyph on it and it'll change it to that enchantment. Okay? But the traits are permanent. So, now here's why you're going to want to start researching those traits as soon as possible. I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. You see how these... You'll see right here, okay, battle axe. Underneath the picture of the battle axe, you'll see where it says 1 available, and then it says 22 hours and 48 minutes. Let me know when you get to that part. see it there? Okay. So the reason why it says one available is because, see, when I go down here, there's one that's researchable, sharpened. What that means is that I've got a two-handed battle axe in my inventory right now that has sharpened as its trait. So I can research it. And if I research it, what it's going to do is it's going to destroy that item in my inventory, okay? So, like I said, I've got a two-handed battle axe in my inventory that has sharpened on it. And I don't already know sharpened, so I can destroy that battle axe that I have in my inventory and learn sharpened. And once it's done, I'll be able to create my own battle axe that has sharpened on it. See what I mean? So, if I do that, it's going to take 22 hours and 48 minutes to research that trait. The reason why? Because I already have powered and weighted researched for this item line. For two-handed battle axe, see, I already have powered and I already have weighted researched. Okay? So the more you have researched, the longer it takes. So once I research sharpen, whenever I get another battle axe that I can research, it's going to take even longer than 22 hours because that'll be one more. And that's why you need to start as soon as possible, because the more traits you get researched, the longer it takes. I'll show you an example of that here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get my my research started on this. Yeah, see here, I've got one right here that I started researching this morning, and it's only down to 10 hours left. So, anyway, that's how that works. That is very important. When you get this game, you got to start doing that right away. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and log out of this character. I'm going to log into my main character, and I'll show you something crazy. It's ridiculous how long it starts taking to research these traits. I have a trait that I'm researching right now with my main character that when I started it, it said it was going to take 7 days. Yeah. So I started it like 2 days ago, and it's not going to get done until Saturday. Alright, so I'm going to come up here.
Alright, give me a minute.
Now sometimes the load times are a little bit long, but you don't really have to load very often. Because, like I showed you, when you do load, you're loading up such a big area. Huh, that guy was running on top of his horse. Watch. You see it?
No charge.
Okay. So, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, this is my main character. I really like him, he's cool. I think his armor looks cool too. So here's a woodworking station. And, so, now if I go to research, let me see, which one was the one that I was doing? Oh. What happened? I didn't think it should have been. Oh no, I know why. It's not under woodworking. He does woodworking and clothing. It'll probably be clothing. Let me figure out, I can't remember where the clothing station is on this area. There it is.
Don't start any trouble.
Alright. And here we've got a couple things that I can refine. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now, so this one here, this will be done in an hour. But this one still has another 5 days, 18 hours, and 4 minutes left on it. And that's because, if you notice here, I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've already got 5 other traits researched for these. And that's why it takes so long. Like I said, the more traits you have researched for each item, the longer it takes. Yeah, so in an hour, and if you look up at the top there, where it says researching 2 out of 2, that means I can only research 2 things at a time for clothing. And there's skills that can improve on that, but I don't have them unlocked yet. So I can only do 2 at a time right now. In fact, whenever you first start off, it only lets you do 1 at a time. So I actually already upgraded it once, which let me do 2. So, yeah, this one here, I've only got an hour and 15 minutes left. So as soon as that's up, you know, I'll be able to research something else. Like here's Divines down here, that's researchable. And up here in the list, basically anything that has a number next to it, you know, that's telling you how many traits you can research right now in that line. Okay, so like here, for the light robes, it says 2. So there's 2 here. See, Impenetrable is researchable, and Divines is researchable. And I'll show you why that is. I know I already explained it, but I'll just show you. So, here we go. Actually, I can get rid of a couple things. I'm going to get rid of that. That. That's light, and that's light. Okay, that's it. Okay, so you'll see here I have in my inventory a light armor chest piece that has Impenetrable on it. And here's a light armor chest piece that has Divines on it. Okay? So there's the 2 pieces right there. Linen Jerkin of Health and Linen Jerkin of Stamina. So now I go to research and I look at my light chest piece, and there they are. Impenetrable is researchable and Divines is researchable. So now you'll get what I'm saying. If I research one of those traits, it's going to destroy the item that has it on it. So if I research Impenetrable, it's going to destroy this Linen Jerkin of Health that has Impenetrable on it, okay? Which is fine, I don't care, because I'll just make a new one. I would rather have the ability to put that trait on one that I make. You get what I mean? Because this is only a level 20 piece of armor. What about when I'm level 40? It's not going to be any good to me. But when I'm level 40, if I have this trait researched, I can make a piece of level 40 armor that has that trait on it. Get what I mean? Right. So that's that. And then these don't have anything on them, so I just deconstruct them because you know, it gives me parts to make other things with. Alright, so that's that. And then there's a bank. As soon as I find it, there it is. Now your bank is shared between all your characters, which is good and bad. It's good because it makes it easy to swap items between characters, but it's bad because, you know, especially if you're doing a lot of crafting like I am, you'll fill up your bank really fast. And that's bad enough with just one character, but when you've got 3 characters throwing crafting items in the same bank account, it gets filled up pretty fast. So, So that's that. That's really all I had to show to you. You know, I remember telling you about that the other day. His armor looks really cool. Yeah, that's nuts. Well, eventually I'll be at that point where it's going to take me that long to research stuff. Oh, I don't know. Well, here's the other thing about that too. There are certain traits that make it take less time. So the one that was going to take 7 days for me probably originally was 8 days, but I have a trait that makes it take less time, so instead of 8 it only takes 7. You know, for the one that says 64, you know, it might only take like 50 days for me. So that's about it with the crafting. And you know, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can hunt animals. That's how you get a lot of your crafting materials. You can get meat from them for cooking. You can get leather from them for making armor. You can go fishing. You know, you can go pick plants and stuff. You can do all that stuff. And you'll notice that my horse for this guy runs really, really fast.
My friend, how good it is to see you.
Oh yeah? Cool.
I'm a guard. Suspicion is my occupation. Most old men wouldn't trust a wood elf with their money. Fair enough.
Well, whoever just liked my video, thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out, I don't even remember how much money I need to train my horse. So I'm just gonna take out 9,000. I know it's not gonna take anywhere near that, but so here's the other thing that you want to get started on as soon as possible, because just like the research, it's got a time gate on it, and that's this. See, so I marked this picture of the horse. That's the stable. Every big city has one, and that's basically where you buy horses at, and it's also where you train your horse. And the reason why my horse runs fast, which he's actually not even running that fast. He can go a lot faster than that, but he's running a lot faster than he used to. So here we go. I'm going to show you this. So I'm going to talk to the stable master.
Normally I'd say these woods are no...
And so here we go. You can buy a horse. See, the bay dun horse, brown horse. As far as I know, I don't think they have anything different about them except for the way they look. I might be wrong. I think they just look different. I have this cheap one, the one that's only 10,000. It's called the Sorrel horse. So anyway, I go over. So now I'm at the riding trainer. See, so you can train skills for your horse. You can only train one skill per day. And that's why you want to start doing this as soon as possible. Okay, it actually costs 250 gold, but I brought 9,000. So, you know, there's the speed, and then there's the stamina, which basically lets him sprint for a longer amount of time. And there's the carry capacity, which lets him carry more stuff. So I've been training the speed. I'm going to train the speed up until it's about 25%, and then I'm going to start working on carry capacity. But, so yeah, so it's at 13% now. I can train it one time. It'll go to 14%, and that's all I can do. So it took me 13 whole days of putting training points on here to get it up to 13%. Okay, so there we go. I just did it. Now it's up to 14. Now you'll see the timer up there. It's not trainable for another 20 hours. That's it. So you want to make sure you do that. Even if you're not going to play the game, you should at least log in once a day and do your researches and do your train your horse. You should do it at least once a day. And I actually haven't done that. And so I've wasted a lot of time. I could probably already have my horse fully trained if I would have been logging in every day and just going and putting a point on him. You know, just log in for 5 minutes, set your researches up, and train your horse. That's all you got to do. And your horse is separate for each character. So, you know, this horse is trained up in speed. The other two characters, their horses aren't trained at all. And honestly, I'm really not even that worried about it with the other two, because like I said, this is my main character. This is the one I like to use. I just made those other two so that I could make them do those crafting skills, so I didn't have to put all the crafting skills on this guy. Because it takes up skill points to make them good at crafting, and those skill points you could be using to improve on his abilities for combat, or, you know, making him stronger or whatever. What? So that's that.
Most alt
So I'm going to go ahead and deposit the rest of this gold. I like to keep all my gold in the bank just so it's all there in case any of my characters need it. Because whatever, like I said, whatever you put in the bank, all your characters can access it. So right now, there's 8,765 gold there for any of my characters to use if they need it. Yeah. Yeah, my bank is a lot bigger than what it normally comes at. See, I can... Where's it at? There, see up there, it says bank capacity 82 out of 90. It doesn't start off at 90. It starts off at like 50 or 60 or something like that. So, yeah, I've upgraded my bank space a good bit. And then you can upgrade your inventory space too. See how it says 12 out of 80 on my character? You know, 80, I think it actually starts off, they start off at the same thing, I think. I think they all start off at like 60 or something. You know, so I've upgraded them both pretty good. And the reason why my bank is so full is because there's items in here that... You're stupid.
You can all see.
Everyone.
Who? Who you broadcasting to?
Well, I'm broadcasting to John, but there's other people watching.
That's right, that's my nigger Boondock.
Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, the reason why it's so full is because, like, you know, this alchemy stuff here, I have to log into my Argonian and pull that stuff out. I like to keep all that stuff on him. The only character that I really keep their crafting stuff in the bank is this character because he's my main, and I'd rather have his inventory space full so I can, you know, take all the loot from the dungeons. But the other two characters... You know, I keep all their crafting stuff on them. I don't like to put it in the bank because it takes up bank space. So, yeah. A lot of this stuff, yeah, I need to deconstruct a lot of this. I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I get off of here. Well, I don't know, John. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to watch me do a dungeon, or do you want to get into some Warframe together? Alright. Okay. Not really. Nope. I'm just sending a couple people some party invites because they wanted to be in a party with me. And I'm going to go ahead and do this dungeon. So actually, hey, what's up?
Hey, little buddy.
What's going on, man?
Nothing, sitting here playing this motherfucking Battlefront. Yo, I wanted to tell you, man, there's some crazy shit happened today, right? I went to go see my mom and shit, right? And she came, like, as soon as I get off the bus, right? She's, like, right there in my face. She's like, I need you to call this credit card, right, on and activate it.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know if I want to be involved in this shit. She was like, it's my card, fool. So I was like, oh, all right. So I said, I'll do it for her. So I get on there and shit. They're like, you got a $500 limit. Enter the birthday to activate. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm fucking activating this shit. So I get on Amazon, right? I start ordering all kinds of games, nigga. I ordered like 5 games just to see if it works.
That's how you got them?
Hell yeah, it's Capital One, brother.
That's how you got all those games?
Fuck yeah, I got like 6 games. I got Battlefront I just bought on the street. Yeah. Battlefront I bought on the street. Somebody had it for $30. It's this dude that had it. He's like, give me $30 for it. I was like, hell yeah, that motherfucker's brand new in the plastic. Fucking right, I'm taking it.
So you did all that shit on your mom's credit card?
Q2. Fuck yeah, right. So what I did though, after I did it, right, I was paranoid about it. All day I knew she was gonna snap out, right. I didn't want to hear it. She's gonna trip because I, went ahead and just straight splurged on her card. So I blamed it on my boy and shit. I told her that he took it out of my hand and shit, and fucking started ordering all kinds of shit on the phone and shit. And she flipped out. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill that son of a bitch. He owes me $100. I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, I tried to stop him. I couldn't stop him.
Tried to stop him, man. He ran off with it. I had to chase him down.
See, I just can't. I mean, I can afford to pay her back. I just didn't want her to be flipping out and shit on me and shit. And I waited all day to take it back, too. I was like, fuck, man. That's why I'm home now. I gave it to her. I handed her the receipts and shit from Amazon, and I went and bought some shit. I bought Battlefront with it, too. Yeah, I bought Battlefront with it, too. Yes, I did.
Damn.
You on
well,
PS4.
Oh, yeah. She still got $350 left. But is that fucking crazy or what? I mean, I'm going to pay it back. Of course, like, with a credit card, you got to pay it back. I'm going to pay it back. But I had to get those games now because they're on sale. I cannot, like, you know how many times I had to refresh my my cart because games kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, selling out. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times Far Cry 4 sold out before I actually bought it. Because the game, they got the season pass for that bitch for $27 plus the game. So everybody tripping on it. That shit on sale right now. That's a serious sale. So yeah, man. I was so paranoid, dog. I was like, man, I can't believe I'm going in here. She's gonna fucking snap, dude. I was like, she might even call the cops, bro. Like it might have been on that level, you know what I'm saying? But nah.
It could have been.
Yeah, it could have been. My mom ain't like that though. She would rather fuck me up than to go. She would rather take the pleasure of fucking me up than just letting the police take me away. Because then she can't fuck me up.
Right, Xavier. I am on PS4 actually.
And Boondock, I got this fucking game, and I quote, because you got this game, and you better get your ass on here as soon as you're done with that Elder Scrolls bullshit.
I will, man. I'm actually streaming right now. I was actually just getting ready to get off of here.
I was already in your stream. I was in and out of your stream. I done violated your stream and everything. I've been in there. I didn't violate.
Okay.
I desecrated ground since I was been in there.
Oh.
And they're watching you fucking craft and shit, banging on metal, nigga. I seen you.
That's what I'm all about, man. Blood and sweat.
But Bird, you think I be slipping, man? All y'all motherfucking family members in here, y'all know y'all fucking brother, man. This nigga ain't no good.
Yeah, no good at all.
This motherfucker ain't shit.
Bastard.
Chase him around all over the world. And you know what? You only got a half an hour to spend with Blitzberg. You got a half an hour to spend with Solar Sega and a half an hour with me. And then you got the rest of the day to spend with Tanya and my little buddy.
Okay.
Your day is pretty much up. Your day is...
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. See? Someone would figure it out. I hate doing all this heavy math.
Hey, someone's got to do
I
it.
can't do that. I can't be doing heavy math like that. Somebody does. Yeah, somebody does have to do it. And it's always the black guy. We are always the ones that die first.
Hey, Xavier.
White people stress us out.
I really appreciate you coming in and checking out the stream, man. I'm actually getting ready to end it as soon as I put this stuff in the bank. I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. I definitely stream a lot more than this. This one was only going to be a quick one anyway. I was just showing my brother, you know, a couple things because I'm going to be buying him this game soon. Yeah, and that's my wife. They can.
Huh?
Yo,
What'd you
he's
say?
a fucking liar, yo. Everything he just said was a complete and total fucking utter lie.
It was a lie. He's not ending the stream.
He'll be streaming for 4 more hours. He got y'all all disappointed and shit for nothing. This Star Wars is nice though, man. I do like this. I mean, it's the first time I really ever put it in. I ain't really ever did anything on here. My level's real low, you know.
Most Altmer wouldn't trust a wood.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm trying to hurry up and play this because I got 5 more games coming in the mail. Which I have to delete some shit off my drive or go and install this shit and fuck with it or whatever. Here.
I hear you smoking that blunt, holding your breath and shit.
Hell yeah, I tried to pass it to my baby mom, which don't know how to use her phone. Don't know how to work it.
All right, Xavier, I'm out of here, buddy. Thanks again.
Through, she don't know how to answer it. I gotta give her specific instructions. I gotta write those instructions down.
I started to do it. I started to change it myself, and then I'm thinking to myself, well, she might get pissed off if she gets on there and sees that. So I